Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer of the Day podcast. We are here with Tana Hope from TanaCHope.com, and she has a series of books called the Body Operator User's Guide. And after so many decades on Earth, she realized that she was using bad posture, the wrong way of exercising, eating unhealthy food, and we all experience this problem in one way or another. We all would love to be happier, healthier, live longer, more fulfilled. We're going to be talking about all that and more. So, Tana, glad to be talking to you.
Thank you. Glad to be talking to you too. Finally.
Finally, but I see you around. I've seen you in person. I've seen you in different online Toastmasters meetings. I think I even saw a meeting that I was not at, but I saw you in the screenshot somewhere. So you get
Yes.
around. So you have a lot of energy. You find the time to do what needs to be done. What's your secret? What do you think we're all missing here?
Well, uh, before, I would say before, meaning a few years ago, I was just living. I never paid attention to my body. You know what I mean? I typically just busy doing my things, but never paid attention to what goes inside of me and how I am operating my body. But 2, 3 years ago, I went to a class which I thought was a Tai Chi class, and the teacher, who is also perfect pastor teacher, was teaching the group of students how to walk, how to sit, how to go upstairs. Those are basic functions of life. And I was stunned because I thought I was going to learn these fancy Tai Chi moves. And these older people are learning the basic functions of life. And it made such an impression on me. So I started following him around and taking different courses about perfect posture. And he talks a lot about how to use your body in this earth against the gravity or with the gravity. And I never paid attention that, oh, there is gravity and it is affecting every cells of our body. It just never occurred to me. So I started studying about how body works, not just how to use our physical body, but how to nourish it, how to use it every single day properly. Because just like a car, if you abuse your car, it's going to break down fast and you are going to experience a lot of problems, and maybe you will not have the most optimum performance out of the car. Just like that, our body is the same way. If we abuse, put in the bad fuel, and operator, using the car body roughly, and eventually that wear and tear will show up, whether it's your body or your car. And I never knew that repeatedly done simple tasks, such as walking or even sleeping, how many hours we all sleep, 7, 8 hours a day, how you sleep, how you walk, if you do that repeatedly wrong way, it's going to have a severe cost on you. Think about all those people who have to have surgery because of the disc or joint problems. Think about the money and pain that they have to suffer later on because the body was used in wrong way. And I realized, wow, if we correct our abuse to our body system now, earlier the better, we could spare so much pain and cost later on in life. So I started studying different ways to correct how modern people are abusing our body in the wrong way. for example, our our body is designed to move. All human history until about, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, we did not have a computer that we are glued to at the desk all the time. We had to move our body to perform daily functions. But now we are just sitting around and not moving around, and that is not how our body is designed. And now more and more problems are manifesting in our daily life, in our body. Why is there so many chiropractic uh, technicians, and why is there so many massage therapists and so on? Because so many abusers are everywhere. When I go for a walk in the park, I look around. I pay attention to what kind of shoes they are wearing, because every little inch that you are raised in the wrong way, gravity will affect you accordingly. And most of us wear some sort of heels with the shoes and sole that's too hard. It's very damaging to our body system, because gravity does not discriminate any part of our body. It's just pulling everything down straight. But how many of us are aware of that severe impact of the gravity? Not too many. I never did either until, fairly recently, 2, 3 years ago. And now I am very aware of how I am holding my body is affecting my entire system. Because if my neck is bent, you see, that's going to affect the supply and discharge of the toxic from brain. Your brain cannot function without supply from your body. And without oxygen, it cannot metabolize anything to use, so therefore cannot function properly either. But how many of us hold our neck not straight, but all in bent way that is restricting the supply? You see, so just by paying attention, I just realized I could help people a lot, whether it's a daily performance or daily functions, or saving from future pain and cost. So I started collecting different small exercises you can do, the ways to save your vision, the ways to improve your brain function, body function. I just started taking lectures. I'm taking a bunch of courses right now from this professor in Korea. And I'm also digging into ancient ways to correct our body, right things to eat. Just a lot of simple things in a way. Who pays attention to how we walk each step? You see what I'm saying? So a lot of little things that I have been collecting is becoming now quite a bit. So I decided to turn into a book so I can offer to people to learn simple ways, very obvious ways in a way, to use our body in correct way so we can perform at most optimal way that we are designed for, and enjoy your life instead of suffering from back pains, knee pains, neck pains, joint, or things like that. So that's what I've been doing a lot last couple of years. Yeah, collecting all these different ways to improve our body operation to produce optimal results.
Okay, and I really like your analogy of the car because eventually eventually because you said that it's the keyword was eventually, right? You can drive your car like crap right now today, and it'll get you by today, right? You can get
That's
by
correct.
without changing the oil, and you can drive to where you need to go, but eventually someday that car will break down. Eventually, there will be a
Exactly.
big repair bill. You can say, I won't replace the tires until next thing you know, things are really bad, and now you have a $5,000 bill. So that I think that analogy is something that we can all understand that it's easy to fall into
Hmm.
those bad habits and just get through the one day, one day, one day, and then next thing you know, you have all the bad habits
Hmm.
in the world, right? Not you said
Right.
not eating right, not sleeping right, not walking right, and what was reassuring about what you said is that you used that word habits. That it
Hmm.
doesn't you don't have to do something crazy like sometimes you hear people saying throw out everything and get all vegan, organic, drink 10 gallons of water per day. And I think a
Hmm.
lot of us get overwhelmed with things like the New Year's resolution or the birthday coming up, things like that. And we tend to overcorrect and then self sabotage. So I really like a lot how this book that you mentioned, you said that he has a lot of obvious advice, but there's so many. Oh, perfect. Desk potato remedies for desk potato syndrome. We it's easy. I mean, there are a lot of obvious things, but I mean, there's so many organs in our body, so many things that we're just not aware of because we're going through the day on autopilot. And like you said, this is a universal problem because a lot of
Yep.
us are working from home or working in an office, working at a computer, and it's easy to let these things go by the wayside. And it's also interesting that this class that you that began all of this was they were like reteaching all the things that we all thought that we learned when we were kids, right? How to walk and how to do all these things. And in particular, what interests me is you said that some of us are not sleeping correctly,
Hmm.
and at the moment, you know, I have a new baby, so I'm getting the sleep where I can, but then also listening to my body and realizing that okay, if I've had too much scattered sleep or too many cat naps, I need to have a big chunk of sleep. I need to get 4 hours in, need to get 8 hours in. So what do you think we're all missing when it comes to sleep? And is there an easy fix just to give us a taste of what's in the book, an easy fix for
Yes.
sleep?
Well, first of all, it is important to know your body, for your body to heal and to get proper supplies, the flow is very important. 70% or even a little more than 70% of your body is liquid state, right? Water, blood, lymphatic fluids, it's all fluid. Just like a garden hose, if there's a kinks, it will not flow well. So whether you are sleeping or walking or sitting, be aware of the flow. How is your body liquid flowing? It doesn't matter which body liquid, all of it. It needs to function properly. But if we are sleeping with high pillow, for example, our neck is bent. In your neck, there are so many pipelines from your command center, your brain, to your body, and from your body, all those traffic, whether it's nerve signals or nutrient supplies or waste remover, is all in fluid state. So whatever the position that provides the most flow, basically is a good posture. So for sleeping, since we are sleeping about 1/3 of our life, it is very, very important. Make sure that your neck is not bent, your head is not bent, so that it restricts the flow. I used to like high pillows. Now I sometimes sleep with no pillow. Sometimes I roll up towels and just put it behind my neck. That actually seems to be the best. I at first I lowered my pillow and that's fine, that's pretty good. But I'm experimenting many different ways to improve our flow and also within the good gravity line. So remember two things. For your body to heal and function, you have to have a good flow of all your body liquids, especially blood, and being within the gravity line. Your head is about 1/10 of your body weight. When I first met my perfect posture teacher, the very first thing he corrected me was my head position. I'm 5'2", and I live in United States, bunch with so many tall people. I got used to looking up just to talk to them. And so my neck position was this way. That was my normal, I thought. So he said, he pushed my head this way. That's the proper way to hold your head. Basically, when I do that, look at all the bend that's happening back here. So when you do that, the blood vein in your back will have a full flow to and from your brain and body. You see the difference? So when you look at people in Africa carrying water, for example, their head is just this way, straight. You cannot move water like this long way because that's against the gravity line. You see what I'm saying? So it has to be like this. In fact, walking around with the books or some object on your head, holding your head straight is one of the exercises recommended by NASA. See, I'm digging around. I'm looking at all kinds of ways to improve our daily doings to improve the flow and to be within the gravity line. So yeah, sleeping, use low pillow or no pillow, but just support your neck so your head will be in right position for the best flow possible. That's what I recommend. And when hold your head straight, very important because 80%, 40%, 40% of your supply is right here and 10% in the back. So holding your head upright is very important, extremely important for your brain to function at its full capacity.
Yeah. A lot of things for us to be thinking about and noticing here. So you're saying change it up with the pillow. Try to, if we're super propped up, use less pillows. Try to be low or no pillow. That way we have that straight gravity line. And now I'm suddenly extremely aware of where my head is. I find that many times I fall into the habit of, like, I have two computer monitors. I have like the main one and the one I'm looking at, and I use both. And I find that sometimes I have the problem of being not looking quite dead center, and that ends up catching up to me because sometimes, like, then if I'm meeting face to face with someone, I'm like kind of looking off to the side slightly. So and then also you make me think about I have an uncle who was a mail carrier, worked for the postal service, and he carried a big heavy mail bag on his shoulder. And then the older he got, the more he was kind of off center there. And I thought, why didn't you switch the mail bag to the other shoulder? That way you can balance out. But it's just one of those examples of slowly, day by day, it just becomes more and more. And so what else do you think we're missing out as far as, like, always being in the rush to fit everything into the day and get it all done and be productive? It's sometimes difficult to find that balance of, slowing down, relaxing, but also getting things done. So, I mean, do you have any advice for us about that as far as finding time to relax, but also being super productive?
I am failing in that area myself because I seem to have many different kind of interests. So I am involved in many different activities. So yeah, modern life, that's very hard to do. people in older times, they did not have a computer, they did not have email, text messages to reply. All those activities were not in existence, and yet now we have to deal with it. I think just being aware of how you are using each time and your body each time is important. I mean, I try to write all those activities in the calendar so I can try to fit in, but every day, to be honest, I am failing. I'm not sure on that one. How
Well,
do we those
what I'm
activities?
getting what I'm getting from your answer is be aware and at least go for it, but then also have the feedback and realize if loading up the calendar is not working for you, and maybe like you're saying in terms of having that awareness, look at what you do accomplish, or look at like if someone like you who's curious about all these different subjects, look at what is getting you excited and look at where you do see results, and that we won't always figure it out. It's just a day by day process, and maybe we should all cut ourselves a break because like you said, this is all new to human history, right? For all these
Yes.
years, it was just dig a hole or get the water from the well or plow the field. But now we're expected to answer all the text messages and show up on Zoom and do all these computer things. So maybe we should all cut ourselves a break and then just examine what we did and what came back and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, just pay attention to the most important things to do each day, but also pay attention to how you are using body. I am extremely aware each time how I am holding my body, because how you are each moment eventually will affect how you are at the end of the day, how tired you are, how well you have functioned to your full capacity, right? So I think having good posture will help you improve your performance and accomplish more, because you are supplying nutrients and oxygen to your brain, your command center, to do whatever you have to do each day. So be aware. Most people are not aware of how your body is aligned and it is being affected by gravity. Just being aware of those two facts helped me greatly in feeling better, actually. And so many people ask me, how do you do all you do? Because I do a lot of things. And I think that's the secret, to use your body right so it'll put out the optimal performance that it is designed for. And many of us are functioning at much less percentage than we are designed for, just because we are all kinked up. If we are sitting for long period of time, that's like a garden hose being bent for a long time. You see, the flow will be reduced because it's bent to a degree. And therefore, your performance will be less than it could have been, right? So just be aware. How am I flowing? How am I against the gravity's force? That just that simple awareness alone will help you do more each day and feel better at the end of the day.
Okay, I like the way you're putting that. That we are holding ourselves back. We are not achieving our true potential just by missing out on some of these posture things. And it's easy to look at it as a waste of time and say, I don't have time for that. I'm too busy being hunched over at the computer. But like we've been saying, this is preventative maintenance. This is to prevent a catastrophe down the road. And even if maybe we're getting older, getting up in the years, this is a good way to stop things from getting worse, to unkink that garden hose, so to speak. And in these last few minutes of our conversation here, can you tell us where to find more about you if people like what they heard so far and they want to continue getting some of this posture, health, longevity information from you, where can they find you? Where's your website? And where can they get some of these excellent books you're coming out with?
My website is tanachope.com, which is TANACHOPE.com. It is still in construction mode. I will be adding a lot more to it as time goes on. And this book, when it's published, I keep adding more. So it keeps getting delayed because the more I learn about how we can improve using our body, I just keep adding more and more. So that information will be available at the website, and I'll make a press release and so on to let people know that it is available. And by reading, by knowing simple techniques, I think people will enjoy their life so much better and do a lot more each day.
I like it.
Just how to walk properly, how to hold your head right, how to sleep right, how to sit, and just knowing the simple techniques. I like to help people with one exercise. We are sitting a lot and we are bent our head forward a lot. And there's one simple technique that I like the best, which is put your hand together like a praying and put it to your side as far as you can and lower as low as you can. Lower your hand. Yeah, low, 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 low. Go, keep going, low. And then bend your back, bend your neck. Yes. So
Okay.
many exercises, they just say like bend your back. But by putting your hand down and bend your neck, it not only corrects your bent neck, which causes a turtleneck eventually, but your back also. So by doing that simple exercise, you can really correct what went wrong with your body. And it's something that you can do easily while you are sitting. Just once in a while, just stretch.
That's good. I think I felt something crack when I did that, but it felt better than before I had done that. So I think we're on the right track here. So the place to go is TANACHOPE.com to stay up to date on the posture and good habits that we need to maintain. And it's great how we can do some of these things while we're at our desk. So it's not like we have to go and buy a home gym or run 10 miles a day. These are
Right.
all easy things that we can do. And when the book is live, then we can find that at the website as well. And what is the title of that again? Remedies for...
Remedies for desk potato syndrome.
Okay, Remedies for Desk Potato Syndrome. You can find that at tanachope.com. Any final parting words before we wrap up today?
Yes. Remember, what we do the most affects us the most. What we do the most, like breathing, standing, walking, sitting, sleeping, those basic body functions that we do every day so much needs to be learned proper way. So therefore you can perform at your best. What you do the most affects you the most. So do it right.